Dean and Robert DeLeo from Stone Temple Pilots, how are you?
Great.
Very
Great.
well.
It's been a minute, so what's going on?
Things are going really well. A lot going on right now, a lot of looking back, a lot of thinking about ones who aren't here anymore. It's been, interesting looking back. It's 25 years now, and also in the midst of moving forward. And like I said, a lot going on right now.
It's been 25 years since Core was released with the amazing Scott Weiland, who is sadly no longer here. It must be a little challenging to look back.
It is. You ultimately want the four members of the band who originally made this record to be here to enjoy it and share in those times that we had back then. Like you said, unfortunately, Scott isn't here, so we did as much as we could to make his memory the best we could,
Can you share some details on the 25th anniversary release? What can we expect?
Well, the deluxe set has a lot of material. There's 4 CDs, a DVD, but I think what's most interesting to us is the second CD with all the demos, and you're going to hear the songs in their earliest form being demoed out on Robert's 8-track machine, and the versions are a little bit different. There's actually extra parts in a couple songs, and the lyrics might be a little different. So it's kind of cool. Like I said, you're hearing the songs in their earliest form.
You guys released a sampling of the second CD, right? Was it Creep?
I don't know if Creep was released. I know Only Dying was released, and we put up the Sex Type Thing demo.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Sex Type Thing.
Well, you can hear we kind of we had the luxury of using this little 8-track machine and kind of exploring the terrain of overdubbing,
Sounds fun. So where did you record Core?
We originally recorded that record at the suggestion of our friend and producer Brendan O'Brien. We actually made that record at a studio called Rumbo, which was the Captain and Tennille's studio. It was a great place out in the valley and kind of away from all the hubbub of L.A. And it was a great place to make a record. We kind of set out to write these songs and put them down as demos, as you can hear on this reissue. But we knew they could be much more, and that's kind of what a producer will do is kind of enhance what you already have. And Brendan was great at doing that. He just genuinely caught the moment of the performance, and that's really what we were after, is someone who could take what we had and just not necessarily expand on it, but just make it what it is, but bigger, Well,
what was really nice about that is, do you remember the day Tony came by? Tony Tennille came by the studio one day, and she brought us cookies. And remember what she said? What? She said, "Make hits."
What?
She did.
She made cookies and said, "Make hits."
Tony Tennille came by. It was owned by her and her husband, Daryl Dragon, right?
Yes.
Daryl, yeah.
Yes.
And the great Captain and Tennille, popularizing the Sedaka tune, and. Love will keep us together, and
can't forget Muskrat Love.
Right?
Yes.
And I loved their show, man. That show is great, you know.
Yes.
Oh my God, that's a great story. Didn't see that one coming.
Tony stopped by one day with cookies. A nice,
sweet woman.
Yes, very sweet.
What kind of cookies?
Oh my goodness,
They were chocolate chip, weren't they?
I don't remember, man.
Yeah, I think they were chocolate chip. Sweet woman, but it's things like that where I think the main focus of making any of the records we made is just trying to make the best songs we could write. Songs seem to live on, don't they? Great songs.
They certainly do.
Yeah.
We'll perhaps get that on our next record. We'll get that right.
We're getting the hang of it now after 25 years. We'll get there.
We're just starting to get good.
Someone told me to listen to the Beatles. That would help.
I heard the Beatles are really good.
They heard they're really good, huh?
Yeah, the Beatles, he's really good.
Yeah, someone on the interwebs told me about that Beatles band, that they were really good or something. I'm going to have to check them out.
Yeah.
Is there a song on Core that either of you would want to do differently?
Oh, I don't think there's anything I could do differently to that. I think it is what it is, and I think, music and recording music is, to me, kind of like a Polaroid. You take a snap of that moment in time. And, I think it is what it is, and there's always things as a musician you go, oh, man, I wish I played that there, and I wish I had done this here, but... overall, I think in the big picture of things, I think it's, once it gets out to the world, it's really out of your hands, and people make of it what they want, and I feel thankful in the big picture that people gave this record a listen and appreciated it. It gave us a chance to do all the other records.
Do either of you have a favorite song on the album?
Wow.
Which I guess is kind of like picking your favorite kid, but
right.
It's not easy because you don't want to say the other kid is ugly, but maybe one that's closer to your heart.
I know it's hard to pick one because I'll tell you, just the opening track on the record, just with Scott giving that delivery, and a lot of people were always wondering how that was sung. He actually sung that into the pickup of my guitar. Yeah, we had the guitar quite loud, and so we had a mic on a 412 cabinet, so he's singing that introduction into the treble pickup of my Les Paul. And there's something about that, when that song comes on, man, that just still makes the hair on my neck stand up, And, when the band comes in on that downbeat, it's, I don't know, it's still fulfilling. Still brings that 14-year-old kid out in me, like, oh, right, I like those loud guitars. But Creep is a beautiful, beautiful song too, and just
I think that's the one that makes me feel most sentimental about Scott. I think is Creep. I think he did a wonderful job of getting into the character of that song, and I think we were really all on the same page for that song.
Well, I have to believe wherever Scott is now, he's smiling.
I do too. I want to think that too, yes.
So, one last question. What does the future hold for Stone Temple Pilots? And I have to share a little something. Not sure why this happens, but I'll say one thing, and the opposite seems to always happen. That being said, I've been saying out loud to our listeners that SDP is not going to find a new singer and carry on. But inside, I'm like, oh, man, can't wait till they make an announcement.
Yeah, I mean, we had 15,000 submissions that we, the three of us personally went through. I mean, it was a big deal to go through all those submissions, and there were some great people. It was just a matter of trying to find someone who really had all we were requiring of someone, kind of.
Well, those are ginormous shoes to fill.
They are. It's one, honoring the catalog and singing that, to a point where it turns us on, musically still, and then there's the part of writing new material, and someone who can actually write lyrics and come up with melody and sing and knows how to use a microphone in the studio, and it's a lot to ask of someone, and we're going to do the best we can.
There were tons of rumors about STP's new lead singer, like some guy who was on American Idol or something, a Filipino kid. Were you guys aware of all those rumors that were swirling?
Rubbish, all rubbish. All rubbish.
There's been a lot of. It's been an opportunity for some people to really do some inappropriate self-promotion, is what I should say, and that's really kind of out of line.
So you did know about the rumors?
Yes.
I went to see Royal Blood last month, and I ran into
amazing band.
Oh my goodness, incredible! They were just extraordinary. I saw them over at the Wheel Turn with my wife and my son, and I ran into John McEnroe. And,
oh, really?
And McEnroe goes, "Hey man, you didn't hire that Filipino guy, did you?"
Come on, John McEnroe at a Royal Blood show.
I go, "No, we did not, John. John is a huge fan."
I guess so. I wouldn't have guessed that one.
Yeah, he really digs the band. So it was funny to hear that come from him.
Best thing ever.
Oh, he's a rocker.
That's pretty sweet.
There's nothing like getting a shout out from Wimbledon.
You did not.
I saw it with my own eyes and heard it. John was calling Wimbledon, and at the end of a segment before going to a commercial, he started talking about STP. I was like, how amazing is that, man?
He did?
Yes, he did. And the next best thing is, having the Williams sisters come to your shows and them telling you, I have a bunch of your stuff in my workout playlist. And I secretly talked Serena into being my doubles partner and secretly challenged McEnroe to a doubles.
You did not.
I did.
Are you a tennis player?
I can get around a little bit. Hey, man, with Serena as my doubles partner, come on. You're going down.
You wouldn't have to work that hard.
No.
I have to tell you, every time we made a record, we made it. Actually, I should say we made a couple of records at homes, and we rented a house, and there were always a tennis court there, and we we didn't really play tennis. We played this game called Run Jerk. So it was basically just placing the ball somewhere on the court where you just had to run back and forth. So that's really what our game of tennis. It was called Run Jerk. So that was pretty much it.
Sounds like a good time. Well, thank you both for taking some time to chat. I know there's lots of fans, myself included, looking forward to the future of STP. New singer, new music, and getting your asses on the road.
Just keep on saying it's not going to happen, and that's going to make it happen, right?
Thank you, guys. Totally appreciate your time.
Thank you, Kim.